Hold up on your victory. Hold up on your victory. Hold up on your victory.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
For the best variety and the right mix of Caribbean music, news, and information, tune into the Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrews every Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The most versatile show on the radio.
Caribbean party, the entire region together in one big splashdown fiesta.
A Caribbean connection, a regional vibration.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean, we grooving to calypso and steel band. Irie is one love, so feel free, for we are the people of the Caribbean, showing that we don't want no basin plan.
A Caribbean connection, a regional vibration.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean, we grooving to calypso and steel band. So should every leader, for we are one people, one destination. So let us move on without hesitation.
A Caribbean connection, a regional vibration.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean, we grooving to calypso and steel band.
Pleasant good afternoon to you. This is WNMA. You're listening to the Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrews and Larissa Street in the studios here at 1210 and online at 1210 a.m. 1210theman.com, which is done right now, but you can catch us on YouTube, on the YouTube live feed. 4 minutes after 12 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. Saturday, October 24th. About what, 10 days? 10 days until elections? Yeah. You voted?
Yes.
I voted.
I voted.
Did my early voting this week. From start of the line to finish voting, it took me just about an hour. Some folks take a little longer, some folks much quicker, depending on where you are on the day, time of the day, and so on.
It's going to be a grand show.
We are going to take you on a musical adventure throughout the Caribbean Islands on the Caribbean Connection radio show, the most versatile show on the radio. We're going to chat with you. We're going to give you music, a dance. Music to prance. We talk about things to make you think.
I say we jamming to the songs of the Caribbean. We groove.
And enlighten your Saturday afternoon right here on 1210 a.m. The Man. Mike Andrews. Larissa, say hello.
How you doing?
Good. That's it?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. But
Yeah. Well,
we're opening the
a little
show.
bit-
I don't want
Say a
to.
little bit. Oh, you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, you had a nice flow to the
I got
open
a nice,
the
you
show.
know, you don't want to interrupt my flow.
I don't.
All right. Let's get going with the music. And we'll start with some soca pressure. Soca pressure. The Calypso King of the World, Dr. Slinger Francisco, the Mighty Sparrow. And in there you hear him sing about me, the heavy roller. Yeah. Listen for the line. Sing about the heavy roller. Rosie is smiling. Good to see you, Rosie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you in so long. That's what you look like.
They used to say, the old man done
And she brought her husband Leslie in the studio. Hi, Leslie.
me on the run.
I've been seeing a yard girl, boy. What a combo. Yeah.
I was only giving them young fellas a break. But the brag and boast all in America. How the windroad march, they have the formula. The body goal, they just can't make again. Until I catch them back and nearly kill them in for the spin. All who feel the greatest year will feel me with. Come on to jam sweet music in the band. 1985, who survived, long as I'm alive for the festival. Music night and day, jamming all the way. The talk was gold, who bad and who super. So I jammed them with a gentle reminder. In a catchy phrase, melodious ballad. With a jumpy beat and tongue was going mad. I showed them youth is wasted on the young. So they vex with me because I old and strong. And for sweet tune and tempo they know I dread. Tell them to get powerful, stupid, and let success go to their head. All who feel the greatest year who feel me with. Come on to jam sweet music in the band. 1985, who survived, long as I'm alive for the festival. Music night and day, jamming all the way. Mr. Blue Boy, I am declaring war. I ain't easing up on you no more. Anytime at all I catch you in a pet, I go jam you till you learn to have respect. The heavy roll, that is my middle name. Sweet, sweet high, so music is me game. All you soca men better don't tackle me. Before I get crazy and send you give me Calabar Cemetery. All who feel the grip this year will feel me with.
I come out to jam sweet music in the band. 1985, who survived, long as I'm my life will be festival. Yes, music is and dance, jumping all the way. Soca pressure for the carnival. Sing the song. Oh yeah. The line says the heavy roller dice my middle name. Yes man, Mike Andrews here. Caribbean Connection Radio Show. Getting you off to a fine start on this Saturday afternoon. What's the problem? I can tell you a lot of problems. We're trying to solve some of them. We need a little togetherness to solve some of them. Some of them we have no idea how to solve them.
What is the problem that is causing all these crimes? That is the question in everybody's mind. Unemployment line is longer than twine, and down in the shop, the price is gone up. The problem is work, the problem is money, and this ain't no joke, and this isn't funny. The problem is rice, the problem is sugar, the problem is nice, the problem is hunger, the problem is drug, the problem is drug. Declare war against crime and don't waste any time. Destroy the roots and get rid of the vine. You must break down the doors, you must destroy the cause, and I know victory will be yours. Hey, man. Think of the children, see how fast they're growing up. Think of the children, see how fast they develop. And no, the old people say, and I think it's true, the devil finds work for idle hands to do. The problem is work, the problem is money, and this ain't no joke, and this isn't funny. The problem is rice, the problem is sugar, the problem is nice, the problem is hunger, the problem is drug, the problem is drug. Declare war against crime and don't waste any time. Destroy the roots and get rid of the vine. You must break down the doors, you must destroy the cause, and I know victory will be yours. Oh, yeah. Problems. Look at the future, see the vagrants on the street. Look at the future, and your heart would skip a beat. No, you got to prepare for the younger ones. The future is here, right beyond the sun. The problem is work, the problem is money, and this ain't no joke, and this isn't funny. The problem is rice, the problem is sugar, the problem is nice, the problem is hunger, the problem is drug, the problem is drug. Declare war against crime and don't waste any time. Destroy the roots and get rid of the vine. You must break down the doors, you must destroy the cause, and I know victory will be yours.
Remembering the late Winston Bailey, Dr. Winston Bailey,
Problem,
conferred with an honorary degree from the University of the West Indies.
what's the problem? What's the problem?
Yesterday was the
What's the problem?
second anniversary of his passing.
Problem is,
The mighty Shadow,
the problem is,
born in Laventille, grew up in Lake Oto, Tobago,
what's the problem?
former Road March winner, Calypso Monarch winner, popular with the Calypso and Soca world, passed away 2 years ago. One of his popular favorite songs, The Problem Is.
What's the problem? What's the problem? What's the problem? The problem is,
Let's take a break and share some information with you and come back with more music and chat with Narissa. It's the Caribbean Connection Radio Show on WNMA.
Go for yeah. Boy, I have a curry tabanca today, boy. I don't care if it's curry chicken, curry goat, curry fish, or even curry egg. Once it's curry, I good to go. Well, it's a good thing I have the Jamaica way curry powder in my cupboard. Yeah, now, boy, the Jamaica way curry powder is real good curry. It's real authentic Caribbean style curry that is certified good quality. No fake ingredients. It comes in 3 sizes. A small boy, a big youth, and a mega man. Boy, when you cook with the Jamaica way curry, you'll have them licking their fingers. It's easy to find because it's in all them supermarket and groceries. Listen to the Gopi. The Jamaica way curry powder is boss. That is the damn thing, self, yes, boy.
Jamaica way curry powder is distributed by Kingston Miami Trading Company. Log on to jcskitchen.com for great recipes or to order online.
A job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. Under my plan, 50% of emergency small business relief would be reserved for the smallest businesses to recover from the economic mess we're in and to rebuild the economic future our country deserves. We can't just build back to what it was before. We have to build back better. If we truly want to reward the work in this country, we have to ease the financial burdens of care that families are carrying. To start, every 3- and 4-year-old child gets access to free high-quality preschool, and low- and middle-income families won't spend more than 7% of their income on child care for children under the age of 5, advancing racial equity across the American economy, building wealth for families of color, building a future worthy of their courage and their ambition. Just imagine if we could truly unleash their full potential. I'm confident we can do this. I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I'd die for mine," or "I'll fight for mine," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Times Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by Black PAC and Unite the Country. BlackPAC.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Whatever the reason may be, you or someone in your family made the decision to come to America for a better life. Along the way, we've brought a lot here, from our music to our food, as we've introduced America to our warmth and vibrant culture. And in this upcoming election, we need to bring something even more important, our voice. With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we'll stand back and let others decide what our chapter will say, or if we'll stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement by reaching out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote. Let's make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
It's WNMA. It's 20 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon to you. This is the Caribbean Connection radio show. We are streaming live the online 1210theman.com. The computer is down with that, but we are streaming on YouTube. So spread the word that we are live on YouTube. You can go to the YouTube link. And if you have the old YouTube link from a couple weeks ago, you have to cancel that and redo the YouTube entrance for 1210 The Man on YouTube. And that way you'll get the new link to listen to us live. The cameras, you can see Narissa, but I think you can only see a glimpse of me on the YouTube. But we are streaming live. You can catch us on YouTube, streaming live also. In addition, of course, to if you're in South Florida, 1210 on the AM dial. We had Rosie in the studio this afternoon. She hasn't been here since the COVID thing lockdown. And Don and Cleve were remote as usual. So good to see Rosie back in the studio this afternoon. Narissa, welcome back. It was a week where early voting started.
Yeah.
And lots of people took advantage of that, like me.
Yep.
Did you?
Me too.
Did you mail? Did you vote by mail,
No,
or did you do early voting?
No, I sat in line for the hour, and I brought
About an
my
hour
chair.
it took you?
Yeah, just about an hour.
Yeah,
I
okay.
Brought my little chair and my book, and they took good care of us. This was the city of Miramar, and they took good care of us. They had popcorn and icy and water.
Wait. We
and-
didn't have that in our place.
well,
I was at the Pembroke Pines Library.
Oh well, city of
By
Miramar,
BCC,
they have
yeah.
it's classy,
Yeah,
things
okay.
there. So they and the commission is primarily Caribbean.
Yeah.
And so they know how to take care of their people.
Oh,
So I
okay.
can't speak for Pembroke Pines.
They didn't have no beef patty or curry goat or
No,
nothing like that,
sorry.
right? No roti.
Sorry.
Well, they're not Caribbean then. They
Well, I mean, the people in,
I know,
they,
I know, I know,
it was early voting, so it had to everybody.
It took me about an hour, which
Yeah,
I expected would have
okay.
been about that. I wanted to go at a time. I know the first day might have been longer
Mhm.
because everybody would rush. And as it gets closer to next week, the time might even be slower than that or less than that for a lot of people.
Right.
In some locations, I saw where people were in and out in 10, 15 minutes. So it's going to take you average about an hour. And as we get closer, it's going to be a little bit slower. So if you want to do early voting, that's what you do. If you wait until the day of election, which is on the 3rd, you have to go to your particular precinct. So don't wait for that because you never know what may happen. You may be driving there and you get a flat tire or something. So don't wait for that. Take advantage of the early voting. If you have your ballot, vote by mail, you can drop it off there at any other points or you can mail it, whatever. So it's a lot easy and a lot more convenient to get your vote counted, which we hope that everyone is taking advantage of. We know what the stakes are in this election. We're talking about it. We have all the ads are playing. We have both sides, leveling accusations and things against each other and whatnot. But you go there and vote, exercise your right and your privilege to vote. So go out there and do that. How is school going?
It's going interestingly.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're a hybrid. So, well, I shouldn't say we're a hybrid. The school is open for students who choose to have their learning on campus. However, with all schools our size and all districts our size, they're still online. So they're still sitting in front of their computers, even though they're in classrooms.
Right.
I think people don't understand that.
Are the children following social distancing, and do they have problems keeping the mask on? Because little children are. I know you teach high school, but still, children are frisky, and they may forget.
Right.
But are they practicing social distancing?
Well, I can only speak for my school. I know our students are very clear. We do what's called one-way hallways.
Right.
So, they're going in one direction, and the students are really clear that this is not just about them. Because, with everything else, they understand that part of what they're doing is protecting their teachers.
So you have the feeling then that the parents whose children are going to school feel pretty comfortable with that?
Yeah, and the other thing is this. There's a very strict policy in place. If the child cannot handle the policies, they get sent home.
Okay.
Right. So it's not even but our school has been, exemplary. Our students are, and I'm not just saying that as because of where I teach. It's just the students are exemplary. Our administration's exemplary.
And I guess some schools will be like that, and
as
some
well.
schools will be the opposite,
True.
where you're going to have
I
problems.
feel very lucky.
All right, great. Well, we are here, Caribbean Connection Radio Show. Today is Saturday, October 24th. October is almost over. And pretty soon I'll be starting to jam some Christmas parang music for you. It's too early, A listener of mine called me yesterday and said, Mike, when are you going to start playing parang? In Trinidad, they started playing Christmas music in September.
Lad.
That's too early. It takes away the special feeling of Christmas, I think. So I'm going to wait. I may sneak in one maybe, but I'm going to wait until November sometime.
At least,
before I start
can we get
playing something.
Halloween out of the way first?
I've never understood, well, not understood, but I've never really partaken in Halloween.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not a Halloween person at all.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, Halloween
Not a Halloween person at all.
is definitely something, as a school.
Yeah,
it's
I
part of
know,
the,
I
we're
know,
more
I
about
know.
the costume part of
costume and-
Halloween than anything
Yeah,
else. So
yeah.
give the
I'm
kids a
not
chance.
part of it at all. But anyway, such it goes. This is the Caribbean Connection radio show. Mike Andrews, Narissa Street. My teacher friend is here with us in the studio. So we're going to get going with our music. And I know that Narissa and I have both agreed that this is one of our favorite tunes. So I'm going to let Narissa do the job of introducing it.
Yes, We Are One, which I think is apropos of where we are right now.
All right. A very nice and groovy, serious message tune. Aaron Duncan.
Some say the time's too hard, some say the time's too bad, but I know we gon' make it. Some say the time's too rough, some say the time's too tough, but I know we gon' make it. Because we are one, we are one, because we are one, we are one. So when we tell them we gonna make it, we gonna make it out of this. We gonna make it out of this. Sing ale, ale, shake it up, I shake it up, oh, you like that, yeah. And when you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, I like that, yeah. And when you give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, baby, I like that, yeah. And when you give me all of that, when you put it on this spot, I like that. You have me singing 911 emergency, 911 emergency. I don't think I could handle all that, baby. I don't think you could manage all that, baby. Sweet and nice, nothing else so sweet, boy. She's a native, just keeping it real, boy. Take control of this tonight. Handle all you need just right. Carry on, baby. Carry on, baby. Carry on. Wind it up, wind it up, wind it up. And when I shake it up, I shake it up, I shake it up, oh, you like that, yeah. And when you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, you bend it up, I like that, yeah. And when you give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, baby, I like that, yeah. And when you give me all of that, when you put it on this spot, I like that. You have me singing 911 emergency, 911 emergency. I don't think I could handle all that, baby. I don't think you could manage all that, baby. Tonight is your night. It's your
Double M. Yeah. Jumping a style in the rhythm like angle me, bang. What a da 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 bang. Angle me, bang. Have a little money in the pocket 'cause I just got paid. I could do it a little more, but I'm still irate. So now I'm stepping out to a party. Trouble when I link up with my friends and family. Man, anywhere we go, we mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see we and they say we acting up. We just living, mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see we and they say we acting up. Hey, so I'm gonna take a little drink and I'm gonna do what I want. And I'm gonna wine if I feel like. And I'm gonna live how I want. Hey, so I'm gonna take a little drink and I'm gonna do what I want. And I'm gonna wine if I feel like. Yeah, and I'm gonna live how I want. You don't know the vices. Work hard, play harder. 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 Work hard. Look me, I never trouble and trouble never trouble me. Hey, and we don't have time to argue with nobody. Say, we just living the good life every day. Hey, say nothing go by the way. You don't know we are ready, yeah. Man, anywhere we go, we mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see we and they say we acting up. We just living, mash it up. We rip it up, we mash it up. Girl, them a fi bubble and them a fi back it up. Everybody see we and they say we acting up. Hey, so I'm gonna take a little drink and I'm gonna do what I want. And I'm gonna wine if I feel like. And I'm gonna live how I want. Hey, so I'm gonna take a little drink and I'm gonna do what I want. And I'm gonna wine if I feel
We are nice and groovy on a Saturday afternoon, 12:34. Caribbean Connection Radio Show, 12:10 a.m. For the folks trying to find us on YouTube, if you used to listen to YouTube before, you got to cancel that one and search again. Put in the YouTube search for 12:10 a.m. and you should have the new feed for that, where you can listen to us online at YouTube. All right. 1210theman.com. It's down today, so you can't get us online at 1210theman, but you can get the YouTube feed. You can see us and hear us, all right? Hey, Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra. They are having a food sale fundraiser today from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yes, in spite of the COVID impact, they are determined to keep the pan culture alive. And this fundraiser will go towards that effort. It's taking place at 5401 North State Road 7 in Tamarack. That's the Lakeside Plaza. It's a curry Q special today. Chicken, beef, or veggie curry with rice or paratha roti with potato and chana. Support the cause, keep the culture alive. Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra food sale fundraiser taking place today. You must pre-order. Here are the numbers to call: 754-246-6293 or 954-410-3530. Good afternoon to the Mellow Groove folks up there. Food sale fundraiser today. Check them out, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pre-order. Let's take a pause and return with more music on the Caribbean Connection radio show.
America, we need to make a change. Donald Trump is taking this country in the wrong direction. We need a president like Joe Biden and vice president like Kamala Harris, or Jamaican sister. Joe and Kamala will work hard for the Caribbean community. We need that. As president, Joe Biden will make important changes to the things that matter to us. Biden will create a fair and humane immigration system and provide affordable health care for everybody. He will make investments in education and provide funding for our small businesses. So now it's time to do our part. We need to support Joe Biden and Kamala Harris this election day. Go to iwillvote.com to find out how to vote here in Florida for Joe Biden for president and our sister Kamala Harris for vice president.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we stand back and let others decide our chapter, our history, our stories, or if we stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement and reach out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote this election season. Make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
Jones Law Firm, attorney Dawn Grace Jones, serving the South Florida community in the areas of car accidents, slip and falls, any injury case where you suffer negligence through no fault of your own. Have you been injured at work? Also contact Dawn Grace Jones at Jones Law Firm. How? Go to law.dawngracejones.com. Call 954-451-1653. That's 954-451-1653. Jones Law Firm, Dawn Grace Jones.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by Black PAC and Unite the Country. BlackPAC.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
People are very passionate about the elections. They're very passionate about their parties. They're very passionate about the candidates for the presidency, and so on. They're very passionate. Some people are way too passionate, and some people are just, doesn't matter to me, makes no difference to me. Some people are threatening violence if it doesn't go their way.
Right.
Some people are saying, doesn't matter to me. Some people are saying, I'm going to leave this country. And some people have already left the country. I mentioned a few weeks ago that people who have dual citizenships, this year the number of them returning to their original countries have spiked. And it's not just because of the election, COVID too. Yeah, the COVID-19 thing and whatnot. They don't like what's going on here, so they say, you know what, I'm going back to my country. I guess they're better off now economically. So, and other people do that. They come here and they've worked years and years and years and have nice savings going. They've done better for themselves economically, and then they go back to retire at their home country, wherever it may be, to live in a little bit more comfort than they were before. They've taken the opportunities that we have here in the United States, and they've gone back to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Some people return to their countries, and a few months later, they come back to the U.S. because they have gotten used to the culture here in the U.S. of A, and they go back to their country and they remember some of the things that they didn't like. I can't take it. The healthcare system is not as good. The crime, the government, the types of service, you know. I can't hear cock crowing in the morning no more, or dogs barking in the yard. So they return after a few months and they come back here, you know. And so people have different tastes. People have different perspectives on how they view the world and how they view things, you know. And that's what makes us different. But what we must try to do is respect each other's perspective. And, you know, and also those of us who have our perspectives, we must be respectful of others in giving our opinion and getting our opinion onto others. Not because we have the freedom to do something, we must do it. And that's the problem here in the US of A. People tout their freedom and say, I can do whatever they want without regards to how it affects others. So with freedom comes responsibility. Am I right, Narissa?
Yeah, someone said it recently, and I thought it was really interesting that we tend to look at our lives as where our rights are as opposed to where our obligations are. And so if you feel like you have rights, then you're going to, you know, my right, versus our obligations. We have an obligation as a community of people to live together responsibly. So if we have an obligation, then we're going to be approaching things more along the sense of community than along the sense of what's best for me and, you know, forget everybody else.
We are one. That tune, boy.
Isn't it
We
perfect?
are one. Yeah. Here's a tune that I was listening to a couple of weeks ago and I say, oh, I got to play this. The name of the tune is Crucial by Mr. Bunny Wailer. Listen to this.
This your system, crucially crucial. In your this your rhythm, crucially crucial. I'm out on the rock now, with no clothes on my back, yo. No shoes on my feet now. I got nothing to eat, yo. Not even little flour. Crucially crucial. To mix little dumpling, crucially crucial. Said no rice, crucially crucial. To not little Sunday rice and peas, crucially crucial. Crucial. Good gosh, it's crucial. Whoa, it's crucial. It's your pressure, crucially crucial. It's getting redder and redder, crucially crucial. My back on the wall now, my belly filled with white squall, yo. Got no job to get paid now, not even borrows to spend now. Not even little sugar, crucially crucial. To mix liquor wash, my gosh, crucially crucial. No bread nor butter, crucially crucial. Can't even make liquor supper, crucially crucial. Yo, That's why I say that this your system a crucial. In your this your rhythm a crucial. I'm out on the rock now with no clothes on my back, yo. No shoes on my feet now, and I've got nothing to eat, yo. Not even little flour, a crucial. Can't even mix little dumpling, it's steep, a crucial. Said no rice on the shelf, a crucial. To not stick a Sunday rice and peas, a crucial.
Some folks really struggling, trying to get food to put on their table to feed the children, feed the family. Little rice and peas now and then, you know, crucial.
My back on the wall now, my belly
Backs against the wall,
wall now. No
the
job,
whole world turned upside down.
not even borrows to spend now.
And for those of us who have ever experienced it, we know that poverty is hell.
Poverty is hell, and the angels are in paradise, driving in their limousine, where everything is nice and clean. A poor man living in a teeny-weeny hut, children hungry, nothing in the pot. He gone by the neighbor to beg for some rice. The neighbor under pressure for his things and nice. He gone in the big shot area to beg. A police put a bullet in his teeny-weeny leg. He gone in the courts and he lost the case. The prosecutor say he have a bandit face. Poverty is hell. Poverty is hell. Wake up in the morning and the baby cry. The sugar pan empty, the milk bottle dry. The little boy child on the mango tree. The mango green, hotting up his belly. The young girl falling, she wouldn't settle. She white, she bumsy with stinning nettle. Toilet paper, they never had. They used to tutu in the gully by the old backyard. They rub she down and they put she to sleep. The rain come down and the house starts leak. Poverty is hell. Poverty is hell. A poor man always dream a lot of dream. He happy like a puppy when he dream another dream. He dream that he have a new roof on the hut. He dream that he have some good food in the pot. He dream that he have a rich friend named Frank. He dream that he have a lot of cash in the bank. He dream that he pay all his bills for the month. He dream that he have a new car in the front. He dream that he have to go to a fest. He dream that his pocket have a big fat wallet. He wake up in the night and he rush for his pants. All he found in the pocket was a whole lot of ants.
Poverty is hell. Poverty is hell.
Ten little children for dumpling.
Mommy got to slice them thin. A piece for a boy and a piece for a girl. A piece for the neighbor daughter Merle.
The cat in the corner
Looking to beg. Left in the corner, kick him in the leg.
go in the room
And look for a rat. The rat in the room, he know about cat. So the cat see a chicky chong. Yeah. He rush for the chicky chong. But the poor little chicky chong flew away like a chicky chong. And then cockroach fly in the condensed milk. Mama get vexed for the condensed milk. Who leave the condensed milk open? Come here, you piggy head, good for nothing. Mama get vexed and she blood run hot. She bust some lashing and you know what? Poverty is hell. Poverty is hell. Remembering Winston Billy the Shadow. Yesterday was 2 days since his passing. He left a big gap in the Calypso world, boy. I like to sing the songs with you. I hope you join me in singing sometime. And as they used to tell us in choir practice when we were in primary school, if you don't know the words, la la. I remember my choir practice teacher telling me, if you don't know the words, la la. If you can't keep the tune, shut up.
Detrimental factors of life is only hatred and strife. It's killing out mankind's soul, exempting them from this world and putting you in a fix, so that man can be realistic. Because words is envy and words is strife, words is hope and words is life. Words can make you do anything, words can make you feel like a king. Sweet till I day. La 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 la. Yeah, friends, in my research, I found what life is worth. It's peace and happiness. No more prejudice. Another thing I found out that man don't know about. Words has its relation that started from creation. Sweet word. Because words is envy and words is strife, words is hope and words is life. Words can make you do anything, words can make you feel like a king. Words, sing the song. Whoa, whoa. Sweet, sweet word. La, 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 la,
As the sound of Timothy Watkins, Get the Baron, words. Never say you lalayan? Never say you lalayan?
Sorry.
You lalayan?
Yes, words. That's what I got. So
You
I
don't
got
know the words, so lala.
La.
We'll be back. Yes, there's a word here. Election time, so a lot of information to share about the upcoming election.
Yes.
All right.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I die for mines," or "I fight for mines," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid for little advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Tides Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by Black PAC and Unite the Country. BlackPAC.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we stand back and let others decide our chapter, our history, our stories, or if we stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement and reach out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote this election season. Make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
We have news coming your way in just a few. In the meantime, let's listen to a little steel band music here, all right? The sound of Exodus Steel Orchestra. That was the venue for the much looked at piece from Amazing Race a couple of weeks ago. Contestants were at the Exodus Panyard where they were rolling the bass drums to get their clue for the next step in the journey. Folks were very pleased about us presented for Trinidad and then mostly Tobago on their Amazing Race season premiere a couple of weeks ago. Here's Exodus. Once again, if you're trying to find us online on the online feed at 1210theman.com, That link is down at the moment, but you can certainly catch us on YouTube. YouTube feed is up and running, so you can catch us and see us. Of course, you can listen on the radio at 12:10 a.m. It's Caribbean Connection Radio Show at the top of the hour. We have news coming next.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
For the best variety and the right mix of Caribbean music, news, and information, tune into the Caribbean Connection Radio Show with Mike Andrews every Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The most versatile show on the radio.
News stories from across the Caribbean region here on the Caribbean Connection Radio Show. We begin as usual with our COVID-19 numbers as it affects the Caribbean. Worldwide, it's 42,593,196. That's 2.9 million more than a week ago. So it's spiking in some places. It's spreading. In the USA, 8,755,569. That's over 463,000 more than a week ago. In Florida, we have over 771,000 cases, confirmed cases here. To my Panamanian friends, there are 127,866 cases in Panama. The epicenter in the Caribbean continues to be the Dominican Republic. They have 122,873, a little over 2,000 more than a week ago. Puerto Rico has the second highest case, 60,984. French Guiana is third at 10,351. Haiti is fourth with 9,015. And Jamaica, which has the most cases in the English-speaking Caribbean, is next with 8,638. 506 more cases than a week ago, and they have 182 deaths. Cuba is next with 6,479. The Bahamas has 6,268. Trinidad and Tobago is next with 5,487, 246 more than a week ago, and 104 deaths. Aruba, 4,401. Guyana has jumped at 3,960. Belize has 3,050. The U.S. Virgin Islands inched up a bit, 1,346. Barbados inched up by a couple to 226. Antigua, which had little or no increases, jumped 10 this week to 122. St. Vincent also jumped 8 more, and they now have 73. St. Lucia jumped by 16 to 48. Dominica went up by 4 to 37. Grenada has 27, and St. Kitts stayed at 19. The tourism sectors in both Trinidad and Tobago are one step closer to a safe reopening following the recent accreditation of the Piarco and Crown Point International Airports in the Airport Health Accreditation Program, and that's by the Airports Council International. Both airports received the accreditation in recognition of the health and safety measures implemented for the protection of travelers, employees, and users of the airport from the spread of COVID-19. A statement issued by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts notes that such international accreditation is in line with the overall preparations by the ministry and its agency, Tourism Trinidad Limited, to ensure that all visitor touchpoints are considered from the time a visitor boards a plane to when he lands, leaves the airport, stays at the hotel, visits the restaurants, or goes on tour. Many business owners, mainly the entertainment industry, have been clamoring for restrictions to be lifted and for the country to be reopened. This afternoon, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley will host a media conference to provide an update on COVID-19. Hopefully, he will announce some measures regarding whether the border will be opening or not. In Trinidad, 2 senior police officers, one a superintendent and the other an inspector from the Royal Barbados Police Force, arrived in Trinidad on Tuesday, have been sworn in as special reserve officers and are expected to hit the ground running in their investigations as soon as the COVID-19 results are in. The officers are in Trinidad to commence investigations into the drug Susu or the DSS matter, where $22 million in cash was seized from the administrators at the house in La Horquetta last month and then returned by officers of the La Horquetta police station. The involvement in the case came after Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley said he would enlist the help of foreign investigators to probe the matter, given what he termed corruption in the local police service. Dr. Rowley said the roles of the police, the defense force, and criminal gangs in that incident were matters of national security. Last Thursday, the Prime Minister said he asked the British and Barbados governments for help with investigations into the DSS raid. There's still no word yet on when the British investigators will arrive to join in the probe. And still in Trinidad, an acting prison supervisor with 30 years of service is in police custody assisting them in their investigations after he was held attempting to smuggle contraband into the Golden Grove Remand Yard prison in Aruca. Police said the officer was found with 9,000 individual cigarettes, 350 packs of hemp, 10 bottles of alcohol, 40 cell phones with chargers, headsets, and lighters. He was going to supply the prisoners. According to police, the officer was held on Tuesday afternoon during a police operation acting on intelligence they received. The police intercepted the prison officer's vehicle along the Golden Grove Road in the vicinity of the prison where he was about to pick up duty. The officer's car was searched and the items found. And National Security Minister Stuart Young said he suspects the amnesty for Venezuelans registered in Trinidad and Tobago since 2019 will roll on, but he said Cabinet has to decide on what will actually take place. Young gave the hint during Thursday's Standing Finance Committee deliberations on his ministry $1 billion budget allocation. Young said he did not know what would happen beyond December, but suspected the program would continue. In 2019, government granted a one-year amnesty for Venezuelans by way of a registration process in which 16,523 were allowed to stay in Trinidad. It was extended to December this year. It is estimated that there are over 30,000 Venezuelan refugees who came to Trinidad due to the political unrest in Venezuela. And in Jamaica, the contest to elect the sixth president of the People's National Party, the PNP, is now officially underway following the closure of the nomination period yesterday. As was anticipated, there will be a straight fight between former Miss World, 45-year-old Lisa Hanna, and 55-year-old Mark Golden. Hanna was nominated on Wednesday, and then yesterday, in persistent rain, Golden, who is an attorney at law and investment banker, completed his nomination. Despite the rain, scores of Golden supporters turned out at the party's Old Hope Road in St. Andrew headquarters in solidarity with the man they say is the one to return the PNP to its former glory days following its 49-14 whipping in the last general election just a couple of months ago. At least 91 candidates representing 4 political parties and a handful of independents have been nominated to contest in November 11th general elections in Belize on Wednesday. Both the ruling United Democratic Party, the UDP, which is seeking an unprecedented 4th consecutive term in office, and the main opposition, People's United Party, have nominated candidates to contest the 31 seats in the parliament. The Belize Progressive Party has nominated 8 candidates, including its leader Patrick Rogers, while the Belize People's Front is fielding candidates in 17 constituencies. The 2 main political parties will be led into the elections by new leaders, with the UDP's Patrick Faber having taken over from Prime Minister Dean Barrow, who has resigned from active politics. The PUP, on the other hand, will be led by John Briseno, who is equally confident of winning the general elections. And we're still on the election vein in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The 2 major political parties on Tuesday nominated candidates to contest all 15 seats in the November 5th general election. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, seeking an unprecedented 5th consecutive term in office, is being challenged for control of the government by Dr. Godwin Friday, who is leading the main opposition, New Democratic Party, into a general election for the first time. But Friday said the NDP, which lost the last 2 general elections by an 8-7 margin, is confident of victory. The 2 parties last week signed the National Monitoring and Consultative Mechanism Code of Ethical Political Conduct to govern the campaign for the November 5th general election. The court aims to foster democracy through peaceful, free and fair elections conducted at regular intervals in which voters are allowed to cast their ballots freely without interference, fear, intimidation, or bribery. Still in the election reigns here locally, Democratic vice presidential candidate and U.S. Senator Kamala Harris has said that Caribbean American voters in Florida can help bring home the win for the Democratic Party, Democratic ticket. Ms. Harris was speaking to Caribbean American radio personality Diana Lady D. Taylor on Caribbean Affair Connection Radio in Orlando. Ms. Harris urged Caribbean Americans in the state to vote early. She said, "People pay attention to who votes, and that's part of the power of the community, that when we vote, people pay attention and becomes a substantial voting bloc." The Caribbean American voting bloc, often dismissed, has now been recognized as the key to helping Democrats win in Florida and win the White House. Florida has more than 974,000 people of West Indian ancestry. That includes an estimated 300,000 Jamaicans and more than 530,000 Haitians, according to census figures. Across the state, nearly 4 of every 10 immigrant was born in the Caribbean, and called areas like Broward County, Miami-Dade County, Tallahassee, Palm Beach Gardens, Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, and so on and so on. They call those places home. Big up, Caribbean people. Big up, big up. Vote. And the Antigua and Barbuda government says that the cash-strapped regional airline Liat, which had been grounded since March as a result of the measures taken by regional countries to close their borders to prevent the spread of the coronavirus and its own financial problems, will return to the skies on November 1st. A statement issued after the weekly cabinet meeting in Antigua noted that the administrator, Cleveland Seaforth, who had been appointed by the High Court in the Liat bankruptcy matter, was invited to address ministers on the plans to get the airline, which is now being recapitalized, back into the skies. The administrator confirmed the intent to fly its first commercial flight on November 1st, and that will begin regular schedules to a limited number of destinations, possibly 1 week later. The Liat administration informed that a permit has been granted to Liat to fly to the United States Virgin Islands and to Puerto Rico. The inaugural flight on November 1st, the same day of Antigua and Barbuda's independence, is that country's way of celebrating moves by its Prime Minister, Gaston Brown, to save the airline. The flight will leave the V.C. Bird International Airport in Antigua and fly through Dominica, where it will arrive at the Douglas Charles Airport in Dominica. Prior to its collapse, Liat flew to 21 destinations, operating an average of 112 daily flights within a complex network which combined profitable and also some uneconomic routes. And my final story here, to go to the island of Tobago. Tobago received Blue Flag pilot status approval from the Blue Flag International jury for 3 of its beaches, Kings Bay, Bloody Bay, and Mount Irving Bay. Blue Flag is one of the world's most reputable and recognizable awards for beaches. There are over 4,660 Blue Flag sites in 47 countries. The Blue Flag certification is awarded to sites for their sustainable development efforts, achieved through strict criteria relating to water quality, environmental education and information, environmental management, safety, and other services. Narendra Ramgulam, who is Director of Product Development and Destination Management at the Tobago Tourism Agency, said that having been awarded pilot status for 3 beaches means that we are taking steps in the right direction to not only boost our environmental sustainability as a destination, but we are in the process also leveraging and building confidence in our own eco-conscious travelers. Trinidad and Tobago's Blue Flag National Coordinator, Joanna Moses Wuthke, said the latest development was inevitable. She said Tobago was always poised as an ideal Blue Flag destination with pristine beaches, an intact montane tropical rainforest, and small communities sandwiched between. It was more of a matter of time, she said. Any beach that applies for Blue Flag certification must undergo a gap analysis against the Blue Flag standards and must submit measures towards compliance, she said. In the Caribbean, blue flags have previously been awarded to only 5 countries. The Dominican Republic, which had 11 beaches, St. Martin, which had 2, the Bahamas, which had 4, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, and previously Trinidad and Tobago, Las Cuevas Beach, in 2014 received the country's first blue flag destination in 2014. So there you have it. Congratulations to Tobago. Kings Bay, Bloody Bay, and Mount Irving Bay. And I've been to all 3 beaches, and they're beautiful. And there are many more other beautiful beaches in Tobago.
And you'll be there soon.
And I'll be there soon. Waiting on Dr. Rowley to announce this evening, hopefully, that the border will be opened. And I'll hop on a flight and head to Trinidad and Tobago, where I have not been since February of this year for Carnival. That's news coming from across the Caribbean region. They used to say that guy is crazy.
No. I mean, you. Everybody wants to go home.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Kingston Miami Trading Company is the largest West Indian-owned food distributor in the Southeast USA market. We pride ourselves in being creative and innovative in formulating quality Caribbean and ethnic food. Our products include Jamaica country-style brands, sodas, coconut juice and coconut drinks, seasonings and spices, sauces, mango juice, fruits and vegetables. We've also got Trinidad Best and Trinidad country-style products, pepper sauce, green seasoning, Morby, sorrel. We also have Sac Passe Creole style, Mrs. Chris products, Guyana Way, Crop Over brand, Chef Bull Chong sauces, Caribbean exotic gourmet, and lots more. Our products are always rated high in quality, low in price, and larger in quantity, and available at leading groceries. We are Kingston Miami Trading Company. Log on to kingstonmiami.com or call 1-800-986-0986.
We are living in challenging and uncertain times in America, and it can seem like things are getting worse every time you turn on the news. But there is something we can do about it. We can vote. We can vote for our future. We can vote for our children's future. We can vote for Democrats. This year, our votes can and must be our voice. It's the only way to make sure we get the change we are looking for. Better jobs, education, healthcare, investments in small businesses, and a fair and humane immigration system. That change starts with voting. Our vote is our power, and we need every single one of us to do our part. I need you to plan your vote. Go to iwillvote.com today and get information on when and where to vote. That's iwillvote.com. Together, we can get this country back on track.
Paid for by the Florida Democratic Party, who is responsible for the content of this advertising. FloridaDems.org. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Whatever the reason may be, you or someone in your family made the decision to come to America for a better life. Along the way, we've brought a lot here, from our music to our food, as we've introduced America to our warmth and vibrant culture. And in this upcoming election, we need to bring something even more important, our voice. With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we'll stand back and let others decide what our chapter will say, or if we'll stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement by reaching out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote. Let's make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I die for mine," or "I fight for mine," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Times Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by BlackPack and Unite the Country. BlackPack.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
If you're celebrating a birthday, let us celebrate with you. So do us a favor. Text us at 305-527-7664 with any of your birthday wishes, or you can call the studio directly at 786-359-4756. Again, that's 786-359-4756. Let the Caribbean Connection celebrate your birthday with you.
You know who celebrated their birthday yesterday?
Who's that?
Let me see if you know the name. Let me see if you're... Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
Hey! I love the name.
Do you know who it is?
I don't, but happy birthday. I do have a birthday wish as well to add, but yes, happy birthday.
Later. Edson Arantes do Nascimento.
Wow. That's a great name. You're going to tell me who it is. It's some amazing person.
That's Pele.
Oh, get out of here. What a fantastic name.
Yes, 80 years old yesterday.
Awesome.
80 years. Wow, the greatest football player ever.
Ever.
All right, election, politics. Most Caribbean people are supporting the Democratic Party. I think they said in the last election, 97% or so voted for the Democratic ticket. This year, I think, might be a little less. I don't know how come.
Yes.
But most people, most Caribbean people, at least English-speaking Caribbean, are supportive of the Democratic Party. So, you know, we are leaning, we may be biased towards whatever. But I want to ask the people who are supporting the Republican Party of Trump and Pence one question. Is America great again? Is America better than it was 4 years ago? Answer that question and tell me why you're still supporting the ticket. Is the wall built? How are we in terms of how the world views us? How is the economics? How is your condition? How is race? Is the president one that goes about and heals the nation or brings the nation together? I don't know what it is about the Republican Party that you are supporting. You feel free to share it with us. Call me at 786-359-4756. I know we have some supporters of the party out there. Call me and tell me. The slogan was Make America Great Again. And it's still running rampant. Everybody wear their cap and they Make America Great Again. Right. But is America great again? Is America great again? The economics results that he is touting so much was basically, most experts agree, from steps that were put in there by the previous administration of President Barack Obama that took time to, kick in, and therefore that's what we benefited from. But even disregarding COVID-19, the coronavirus, did he make America great again? Are we better off? I don't know. Answer me that question. Let's go to our music now. I just want that question answered.
Well, them can't dictate my pace like the old people say. You can't study people who go help you when you're back against the wall. You can't study people who go pick you up in case you fall. If they don't like you, then you're doing something right. Just keep on doing it, doing it. Let them respect you for sway. Well, them drop my name on the ground and I wind back up and I keep it moving. Whether you're bad or you're good or you're in between, there's the same problem. Soon as I put on my clothes and step, them can't be me, them vex. As I reach in the fact and start to get on, I'm going all over town. Say I drink rum because I take a shot while I can't be sober. And I wind it down. Why I got to be about it? Cause I work on the bumper. So when them say, them say I causing trouble. You must disconnect them like wireless and watch them like cable. You can't study people who go help you when you're back against the wall. You can't study people who go pick you up in case you fall. If they don't like you, then you're doing something right. Just keep on doing it, doing it. Let them respect you for smile. You can't study people who go help you when you're back against the wall. You can't study people who go pick you up in case you fall. If they don't like you, then you're doing something right. Just keep on doing it, doing it. Let them respect you for smile. They don't even know you, but they're just walking wrong with hatred on the shoulder. Coming with a fake smile and bad mind to provoke your temper. Cool it cause you already know you're blessed. So don't even start stress. Because you happy at the life and I must tell them we couldn't care less. And say I drink rum because I take a shot while I can't be sober. And I wind it down. Why I got to be about this cause I walk off my bumper. So when them say I causing trouble. You must disconnect them like wireless and watch them like cable. You can't study people who go help you when you're back against the wall. You can't study people who go pick you up in case you fall. If they don't like you, then you're doing something right. Just keep on doing it, doing it. Let them respect you for smile. You don't have to impress nobody on Instagram to be famous like them. Be yourself, show them you're real. You don't have to pretend. Cause who really sipping champagne all night. When it's all wrong, that's how they're tight. Stop doing it for the lights. Don't study them now. You can't study people. Don't study them. You can't study people. If they don't like you, well, you're doing something wrong. Just keep on doing it, doing it. Let them respect you for smile. You can't study people. Oh, na, na, na. Oh, na, na, na. If you know ya, then you know ya. We all at the ground, yeah. We all in it down, yeah. We up on the story. It's about a Juve morning. Everybody coming in. We ready to go, yeah. We gon' make them jump. We gon' make them turn up. We gon' make them wine. We gon' make them free up. It's different as a bacchanal. In this big botanical, this carnival. I want you to find your way. Everybody on stage, Bogado. If you're coming down from the mountain, Bogado. When we with the beats in town, see me jumping on the savannah.
right, guess the band there with Savannah Grass. Got a couple of calls. Miss Ida say, you know, I've been here since 1960. And she said America may not be great again like it was back then. And then Miss Catherine Ramirez say America was always great. It was great since the days of the native folks that had the buffaloes roaming, and they observed, you know, their kindness to the land. They lived with the land. America was always great. Wow. She said, I don't know what that uncle in the White House is doing now, but
She said uncle.
yeah.
She said uncle.
Let's take a pause and come back. We have an interview coming up with a very important and influential person. That's coming up soon.
Beautiful.
A job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. Under my plan, 50% of emergency small business relief would be reserved for the smallest businesses to recover from the economic mess we're in and to rebuild the economic future our country deserves. We can't just build back to what it was before. We have to build back better. If we truly want to reward the work in this country, we have to ease the financial burdens of care that families are carrying. To start, every 3- and 4-year-old child gets access to free high-quality preschool, and low- and middle-income families won't spend more than 7% of their income on child care for children under the age of 5. Advancing racial equity across the American economy. Building wealth for families of color. Building a future worthy of their courage and their ambition. Just imagine if we could truly unleash their full potential. I'm confident we can do this.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message. Paid for by Biden for president.
Jones Law Firm, Attorney Dawn Grace Jones, serving the South Florida community in the areas of car accidents, slip and falls, any injury case where you suffer negligence through no fault of your own. Have you been injured at work? Also contact Dawn Grace Jones at Jones Law Firm. How? Go to law.dawngracejones.com. Call 954-451-1653. That's 954-451-1653. Jones Law Firm, Dawn Grace Jones.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by BlackPack and Unite the Country. BlackPack.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The most versatile show on the radio is the Caribbean Connection Radio Show with Mike Andrews.
Don't judge a man by what he used to be, or his ways of long ago. Instead, let us look at what he is now, and could be tomorrow. Everybody deserves a chance in life. I'm sure you would agree. Don't try and condemn a person just so. It's cruel and ugly.
If you see a man you know that was bad,
real bad,
turning on your leaf, well you should feel glad.
So glad.
Encourage and help him to get along, instead of trying to pull him back down.
No,
that's wrong.
If at any time someone needs your help and you turn and walk away, in my book that is a serious offense. I don't care what you say, Don't eat, drink and laugh with me and behind. You shoo in me name. Don't call me your brother man when you know you're only playing games.
If you see a man, you know that was bad.
Real bad.
Turning on your lips, well, you should feel glad.
So glad.
Encourage and help him to get along. Instead of trying to pull him back down.
No, no.
That's wrong.
Without sin cast the first stone. So said the master, and not one person could have raised their hand. Each one was a sinner, scandalizing somebody named just so. What will you profit? Not a single thing, is only because you like plenty gossip.
If you see a man, you know that was bad.
Real bad.
Turning on your lips, well, you should be glad.
So glad.
Encourage and help him to get along.
Yes, man.
Instead of trying to pull him back down.
No, no.
That's wrong. Encourage and help him to get along.
Yes, man.
Instead of trying to pull him back down.
No, no.
That's wrong.
The sweet sounds of Mr. Dennis Merchant. They're the Merchant. The name of the tune is Let No Man Judge. If you see a man you know that was down, encourage and help him to get along. And in this day of self-centeredness, we got to do that. In this day where people are suffering and struggling because of COVID, they've lost their jobs, they've lost their livelihoods, their food banks all over the place, lines and lines of people lining up for food, they can't pay their rent. Let's put a hand forward any way we can. We have someone on the line we are going to interview here. We're going to chat with him a little bit. He is His Honor Dale Holness, the first Jamaican American to serve as mayor on the Broward County Commission. First elected in 2010 to represent residents living in Broward County's District 9, which he's running for again this year. And that includes a population in excess of 200,000 residents and covers over 8 municipalities in Broward County. Prior to being elected a Broward County Commissioner, Mr. Holness served as a City of Lauderhill Commissioner from 2004 to 2010. During his terms as a Lauderhill City Commissioner, he served as Vice Mayor twice, in 2007 and 2010, respectively, starting the Lauderhill Chamber of Commerce and established the Lauderhill Business Incubator. A Democrat, we have on the line His Honor Dale Holness, Mayor of Broward County. Your Honor, good afternoon. Hold on, I'm not having you. Are you there?
It is voting time, and a lot of people already voted, but there's still a lot who have not voted. Now, what we have to do is be sure to understand why we're voting, what we're voting for. And there's a lot that we are voting for this time around, Mike. It's about fairness. It's about justice. It's about equal opportunity for all. And that's a big thing that contrasts a Biden-Harris ticket from a Trump-Pence ticket. Let's be clear. This president really don't like us. And he's demonstrated that time and time again. And I don't understand why more of us are not out knocking on our neighbor's door, calling all our family members and making sure that they're all out voting.
But
Access to affordable health care is a critical part of what.
He's the least racist person in the room.
Look, man.
And you know, when someone have to say that, you know what that means. You know, we black folks know that. You know, you can say, you know, Risa, I'm not racist, and I got some black friends. I mean, you mean the people you work with, not not the people you invite to your party, or your wedding. So we understand that this president is actually a racist, and there's no better way to say this. It hurts me. Actually pains me to describe the president of the United States or president as such. But that's the fact, and you can't run away from the fact. He's done so much, and I won't go into all the bad things that he's done. Let me talk about what Joe Biden and Kamala Harris stands for. Expanding access to affordable health care. Trump, contrastly, wants to get rid of it. It has benefited a tremendous amount of people. I can tell you, my kids would have not had health care because they are in college and they're over 21 years old, had not been for the affordable health care program that Obama and Biden put together. We also have to look at this situation with jobs in our communities, where investment oftentimes doesn't get to a community. We don't usually get capital. Capital is a very important part of what we must do. And when you look at what happened with the PPP loans and grants, our people weren't at the table because we don't have friends who are big, rich bankers and powerful bankers. So many of our people didn't get any of those funds. He wants to make sure that he increased funding for minority-owned business. So Biden-Harris will provide the Minority Business Development Agency with $5 billion in annual lending and investment authority to ensure capital flows directly to minority-owned businesses and investments in critical infrastructure, including in black communities. That's a big part of what we need to do to ensure that we have black business growth and development. Why black business is important? Because you hire yourself and you hire your family and your friend, and that would help to bring down the unemployment rate that's so high within black communities. That's a critical part of what we need to look to do. And then if you're not in business, when you work, you need to have the dignity of your work rewarded. And that is a minimum wage of $15 per hour. That is what Biden-Harris stands for. And a large percentage of black people work at the minimum wage. So that's a big thing that we must do. Biden-Harris campaign supports labor unions and to ensure that labor is represented at the table, not just capital, which is what this president would like to see more than anything else. He wants to expand the tax credit to ensure that more of our people are able to own their own homes. Make college more affordable. Making public colleges and university tuition free for families earning under $125,000. Right. Forgiving all undergraduate tuition-related federal student debt from public colleges and universities and private historically black colleges, right. The HBCUs.
Let me ask you a question here. Mm-hmm. Some of the people who are on the fence or are supporting the president says that they are doing so because of the economy, that Mr. Trump did better for the economy and so on and so on and so on. Address that issue for me, because most experts say that the economy is flourishing because of steps put forward by the previous administration. Explain this economy issue for me.
Well, let me say this, right? And I don't know how much time you have to give me, but I hear people talking about Republicans are good for the economy. That's nonsense. It's a crack of stuff. Listen, the greatest depression that ever existed in this country was started under Herbert Hoover. Roosevelt changed that and brought us back out of that Great Depression by ensuring that people who work got good pay and by putting money into infrastructure programs and investing in the communities. That wasn't a Republican. Roosevelt served 3 terms as president because he did so good for the American people. Let's come back closer to our time. When Bill Clinton took over from George Bush Sr., we had a serious economic crisis on our hands. He rebuilt the economy, and guess what? Bush Jr. came to power, and what happened? We had another huge economic downturn. It's called the Great Recession. Obama came and rebuilt it, and Trump is benefiting from that rebuilding that was done by Obama-Biden, where he brought the manufacturing industry back, where he saved the car industry and put people back to work. Now, part of what happened there is people who worked didn't get enough out of it. Now Biden want to go back and make sure that people get enough out of all the economic growth. Now, what happens is there's an appearance of economic growth when you take the government money and give it to wealthy corporations, and the stock market goes up. The stock market's not Main Street. You know, we don't live on Wall Street. Right. We live on our street wherever we live. And if you look to see what's going on with our families in our communities now, you'll find that there's a huge sense of insecurity. What's going to happen next? And the economy that Trump got, he killed it by not taking care of the pandemic, right. By not taking the necessary steps to protect our community, to protect our people, to invest in testing, tracing, and using science rather than his myth about this thing's going to go away in a couple of weeks and we're all bending the corner. We're not. I live with this every day as an elected official. Right. We have had to deal with that. Right. So it's nonsense that he did anything to help. Yeah, Wall Street made a lot of money because the Treasuries is giving them all the money they need to borrow to do whatever they want. But the people on Main Street are still struggling and suffering. Many have not recovered from the Great Recession fully.
One of the issues,
now is the time for us to change that.
Right. One of the issues, the president touts that he's a law and order president, and want to promote the idea that the Biden-Harris ticket is against law and order and will result in anarchy and lawlessness and so on. I just saw that in Broward County, that led by you, the Broward County Commission, in a 9-0 vote, passed an ordinance to create a Police and Criminal Justice Review Board this past week. How how would a Biden-Harris ticket deal with, you know, the social injustice, the protest that's going on, and the movement now where people are suddenly saying, you know what, it's time this country answer to the injustice and the racism and police reform? How would a Biden-Harris ticket address that?
So as part of the platform, reforming criminal justice is a critical part of that. Creating a national standard on use of force for law enforcement and incarceration for drug use alone, and support automatic record sealing for certain nonviolence crime. That's on the plan for Biden-Harris as to what to do. So he believes that we need to set a standard as to how law enforcement ought to operate. This talk about law and order from this president is nothing more than says, let's lock up all them black folks who are trying to fight for their rights by marching on the streets. And that same thing that was used by other Republicans in the past to talk about how they're law and order. Law and order means that we're going to put you back in your place, and black folks, and they don't use that word black folks, they use another word oftentimes. But it is critical that we ensure that there is oversight of our police department and that standards be put in place, and we look to reform the system and to have a system that where people are not treated unfairly. Now, as a black man in Broward County, I'm twice as likely to be stopped for not wearing a seatbelt as someone white. 65% of the children who are arrested in Broward County are black kids. 50% of the people in jail in the state of Florida, 49% to be exact. 49% of people in jail in Florida are black people, and we're only 17% of the state population. There's something wrong with that,
right.
Mike. When you look at that, it must be reformed. And all of us has a responsibility. And let me tell you something else that the wider population need to understand. When you lock up a certain percent of your population, and they're not as productive as they can be, you're robbing the entire country of productivity, of prosperity. So it's important that people are treated fairly and that we're not locking people up for minor stuff, okay? I passed before this piece a few years ago pretty much decriminalizing the small quantity of marijuana, where you get a civil citation for 20 grams or less. than locking you up. Many of the people who we're putting in jail have mental illness, have addiction problems, have poverty issues. That's why they're there. It doesn't make sense for me to spend taxpayers' dollars at $161 per night to put someone in jail when they are addicted to some sort of substance. That's what Biden-Harris want to do. They want to change the system to where we're not arresting people just because they have an addiction problem, that we look to seek to give them treatment. And you know what? When white folks have that problem, as we see with the opioids, we start to think differently. It's an illness. It's not a crime.
It's a national illness.
But for crack, it was a big problem. Lock up all them folks because they're on crack.
Right. We are speaking with the mayor of Broward County, Dale Holness, and promoting the the Biden-Harris campaign. 10 more days to election. One last message before we go.
So let me tell you this. Here's the message. I think most people know where we are. Most of you out there listening to me understand where we are, and understand that if we don't change this presidency, we're going to be set back. Someone told me a while ago, 50 years. We can't afford that. This country cannot afford that. You and I and our families can't afford that. So you have to take charge and take responsibility to get this man out of office. It's in your hands. Not only your vote, but you must go and get at least 10 people to vote. Call everybody you know. Have you voted yet? You can still vote now, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Vote. So get all the people you can to go out and vote. Lead your own campaign for Biden, okay? And you can go to iwillvote.com and get more information. Or go to the Biden-Harris website. Some of what I just talked to you about came directly from the website. They have a platform. They have a 22-page platform on how to help the black community. The other side has 2 pages of nonsense. There's a real plan in place to ensure that we're building a better community for all of us, and all of us have a responsibility to make sure that we change this. If we win Florida, or when we win Florida, it's over. Game over. Right. So you are responsible to bring Florida home. We have the votes in our community to do this. And let me close with this. In 2008, when Obama won, in Broward County, 75% of black people voted. When Hillary lost, 69% of black people voted. That 5% difference is what carried him home. So let's understand that it's in your hands to change the trajectory of this country so it can be a better place for all of us. We'll build back better.
All right, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. Mayor Dale Holness, Broward County Mayor. Thank you very much for the insight, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling with us. All right, it's a Caribbean Connection radio show. There we just had the Mayor of Broward County, Dale Holness, promoting the ideas of the Biden-Harris campaign. We'll be back after this.
America, we need to make a change. Donald Trump is taking this country in the wrong direction. We need a president like Joe Biden and vice president like Kamala Harris, or Jamaican sister. Joe and Kamala will work hard for the Caribbean community. We need that. As president, Joe Biden will make important changes to the things that matter to us. Biden will create a fair and humane immigration system and provide affordable health care for everybody. He will make investments in education and provide funding for our small businesses. So now it's time to do our part. We need to support Joe Biden and Kamala Harris this election day. Go to iwillvote.com to find out how to vote here in Florida for Joe Biden for president and our sister Kamala Harris for vice president.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I'd die for mine," or "I'll fight for mine," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid political advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Tides Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we stand back and let others decide our chapter, our history, our stories, or if we stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement and reach out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote this election season. Make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
Getting up to the 2 o'clock hour, or final hour coming up. We're jamming some vintage and groovy soca music coming up in the next hour or so. Just a few, we have some birthday greetings going out. Want to remind you also that today the Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra will be having a food sale fundraiser. Started at 1 o'clock, it goes until 7 p.m. In spite of the COVID impact, they are determined to keep the pound culture alive, and this fundraiser will go towards that effort. Taking place at 5401 North State Road 7 in Tamarack. That's in the Lakeside Plaza. It's a curry special today. You get chicken, beef, or veggie with rice or paratha roti and potato and chana. You got a pre-order though. Call 754-246-6293, 754-246-6293, or 954-410-3530. 954-410-3530. Call and place your order and support Mellow Groove Steel Orchestra. In the background, Gibby, Love Has Found Its Way. We have some of our Caribbean friends and family and neighbors celebrating independence coming up. On October 27th, St. Vincent and the Grenadines will be celebrating their independence. Happy Independence Day to my Vincy friends and family. And then in a couple weeks, well, not a couple weeks, less than a couple weeks, November 1st, we have Antigua and Barbuda celebrating their independence. November 3rd, Dominica will be celebrating their independence. Also, Panama will be celebrating their independence, which they received from Colombia in 1903. Proud moments for these countries. Of course, we have elections coming up in Belize and St. Vincent. Just a few days.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
For the best variety and the right mix of Caribbean music, news, and information, tune into the Caribbean Connection radio show with Mike Andrews every Saturday from 12 noon to 3 p.m. The most versatile show on the radio.
Hey, we're into a final hour here on the Caribbean Connection radio show. About now, we got some birthday greetings going out to folks celebrating their birthday. Narissa, you got some folks?
Yeah, Peter Watt is celebrating his birthday on Monday. That is my cousin, and he's actually in town. I'm hoping he's listening.
Hey, Peter, happy birthday to you from Cousin Narissa. All right. We got one of our listeners in Orlando, Miss Sabrine Samuels. Her birthday is being celebrated today. Happy birthday to you, Sabrine, coming from your husband, Trevor. He says, hope you have an excellent one. Love forever. Be safe and keep love in your heart. Aw, that's so cute. Happy birthday, Sabrina. And she's my Belizean friend, too. I know she's going to be punta doing some punta today, boy. Happy birthday, Sabrina.
Yes.
And I told you that Pele celebrated his birthday yesterday. Edson Arantes do Nascimento. Remember that, Narissa?
That is a beautiful name.
There'll be a test later. He was 80 years old yesterday. Today, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Rowley, is celebrating his birthday. He's 71 years old. Happy birthday, Dr. Rowley. Susan Stewart, her birthday is today. Happy birthday, Susie. Leslie Flores Wilson, who is Pat Dillon's daughter. Her birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Leslie. My good friend, Mr. Alfred Gehring. His birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, Mr. Alfred Gehring. We have my nephew, Nicholas Henry. My grandnephew, his birthday was yesterday. And earlier this week, my last son, Kiran, his birthday was on Wednesday. Happy birthday to those folks. My QRC schoolmate, Eddie Shepard, his birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Sheps. Going on the on the WhatsApp chat there. Nice. And today, Brother Resistance, Lutalo Masimba, celebrating his birthday. Ring the bell. I'm going to play Ring the Bell for him later on. I'm going to ring the bell for Brother Resistance. So happy birthday to Brother Resistance, Lutalo Masimba. Happy birthday to all the birthday folks. And I have a special 50th anniversary coming up. I'm going to read that after we do the birthday greetings. So to all the people celebrating birthday, here is my full orchestra wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh yeah.
next beat is called Punta. Coming from Belize. Happy birthday, Punta style. I went to Belize and I learned to do the Punta.
Okay, so when are we going to see
It's
it?
tough on the hips, boy. Let me tell you. No wonder Belizean women have wide hips like that.
When are we going to see it, Mike?
One of these days. One of these days. It's tough on the hips, let me tell you. Right, Sabrine? And we have a couple who is celebrating their 50th anniversary today. Woo! Wow, such long, happy years together. Miss Shirley and Matthew London, congratulations on your 50th anniversary. 50 years of wedded bliss. That's a long time together.
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's when you start answering each other's questions, you know? You start and I see that happening sometimes. You're going to say something and both of you blow out the same thing at the same time. And there's a saying that it's like a river. Two rivers, you know, may be traveling separately. One is muddy and one is clean, you know, and then they join somewhere along the road, and before you know it, you can't tell the rivers apart. Wow. That's what this 50th anniversary is, you know. It's two rivers joined together. 50 years later, you can't tell them apart. So, Shirley and Matthew, congratulations and happy anniversary, 50th anniversary.
La 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 la. Yeah.
Going on with love to both of you. Yes, KMC.
Girl, looking so smooth, and you look so rude. You put me in that mood. It's like I wanna get rude with your sexy smile. You make my day worthwhile. I'll be fly 10,000 miles. Hey girl, 'cause I need you by my side, girl. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Girl, I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Girl, in my mansion is where you belong. You understand where I'm coming from. With a big diamond ring on your hand. Hey, 'cause the way you make me feel, I know my love is real. I can see you waking up in the morning very early and preparing our daily meal. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Girl, I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I really wanna make love to you. I wanna smudge you up. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Girl, I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Imagine I am your spouse. I wanna treat you like spouse. Hey, from the kitchen to the shower to the sofa to the tester, every part of the house, just make me your man, then you will understand. My heart keep craving for your love, girl. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. Girl, I wanna make L-O-V-E-T-O-Y-U. I really wanna make love to you.
One of KMC's best songs that he has in his repertoire. Love. This song could make it internationally, let me tell you. It's got the words, got the lyrics, the melody, the music. Lovely done here. KMC, Love. Congratulations, Shirley and Matthew London. Keep it locked here. We ain't going nowhere. Caribbean Connection Radio Show. We'll be right back.
Go Paul here. I meet this chick in the grocery the other day and I invite she home for dinner. I say, what you want, darling? She say she like jerk chicken. I tell myself jerk chicken, but I's a Trini. I know roti and pilau. Anyway, I ask my partner Delroy and he tell me the best jerk seasoning to use is the Jamaica country style Boston jerk seasoning. He say you could get it spicy or mild. That is the one them big time chef does use in the restaurant and at all the jerk festival. He say, once I use that, I can't go wrong. So I pick up a bottle of the JCS Boston jerk seasoning, hot and spicy like me, and I slap it on the chicken and season it real good. Well, after a girly dinner, so it was all fall down. She licked she 10 fingers and she give me a wink eye. She say, Gopi, you score. Well, boy, the Gopi real score that night, yes, boy. That is a damn thing, Selvius.
Jamaica Country Style Boston Jerk Seasoning is distributed by Kingston Miami Trading Company and is available at major supermarkets and Caribbean grocery outlet. Log on to jcskitchen.com for great recipes or to order online.
Justice, equality, accountability. These are the values we need in our leaders to bring us together and be the America we know we can be. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are those leaders. Joe Biden has the experience to fix our broken economy. He's done it before, and he'll do it again. And our own Kamala Harris is ready to lead. As senator, she championed education, healthcare, criminal justice reform, and a just immigration policy. With Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in charge, we know the White House will be accountable to and work with our community for our well-being. For 4 years, our country has been failed by this administration's incompetence and corruption, but we have the chance to turn it around with values that are rooted in our common goals and shared humanity. Vote early for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Paid for by Black PAC and Unite the Country. BlackPAC.com and UniteTheCountry.com, which are responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Whatever the reason may be, you or someone in your family made the decision to come to America for a better life. Along the way, we've brought a lot here, from our music to our food, as we've introduced America to our warmth and vibrant culture. And in this upcoming election, we need to bring something even more important, our voice. With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we'll stand back and let others decide what our chapter will say, or if we'll stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement by reaching out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote. Let's make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I die for mine," or "I fight for mine," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid for little advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Times Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
All right, 2:15 is our time. WNMA, Caribbean Connection Radio Show. Tomorrow, the 25th, is Jamaican Jerk Day. I'm trying to find my information here. You can view it online. I think they have some online things. Where's my information here? Jamaican Jerk Day, in light of the fact that I guess this year there will be no Jamaican Jerk Festival. So I'm going to my thing here. Jamaican jerk day. Can you cook jerk chicken, sir?
Yeah, I know exactly where to buy it from, and I mean, I can do just like with like Gopi does with the slap it on, and so I could do that. I mean, but I can't eat spicy food.
You can't eat spicy food?
So I mean, I can't taste. I prefer to taste something before I serve it to people. But I know where the hot sauce goes. It goes on the table. And so then when somebody eats, my food tastes good, and then if I want to add hot sauce to it, I bring the hot sauce straight to the table.
Right.
And then, they can add their scotch bonnet and things like that. Like I can do that.
Oh,
but
okay.
yeah, my constitution is delicate.
Okay. Well, the National Jamaican Jerk Day is tomorrow. You can view it online, the Best of Jerk Festival, from 7 p.m. on VP Records YouTube channel. Or go Jamaican Jerk Day hashtag or hashtag Jerk Day 2020. All right. So on 7 p.m. on VP Records YouTube channel, you can view the various aspects of Jamaican Jerk Day 2020. All right. And in light of all what's going on, one feature we had that I miss is Keys to Financial Success. We used to have Mr. Patrick Chaffong. In fact, I have some of it. I'm going to play snippets of some of it later on, as after the election is over, and I'm going to play some snippets of his that from some of the features we did. We talked about mortgage. We talked about improving your credit score. We talked about saving money. We talked about education, where instead of doing a college degree, that you might be better off doing a trade,
right?
A trade certification, shorter time with high-paying jobs too. So you do some college degrees and you can't find a job, or you end up, $30,000 a year, and you can do some trade and earn $60,000, $70,000 a year.
Well,
so there are various things that we did here that I'm going to go back in my archives and try and find some of the recordings and play snippets of what we do, because I think it's important. I have benefited from the chats we had, what we played on the air and my personal chats with him. Because of COVID, we can't sit down and chat anymore, so we have social distancing, but I'll play some of it. And so, keys to financial success, important. You were saying, I'm sorry?
Yeah, no. I what I love about how education has evolved is now in high school, we do have personal finance classes, we have personal accounting classes. And then also in high school, they have the ability, the students can learn a trade right there, and they can get what's called an industry certification.
I see a lot of schools adding that curriculum.
Yeah,
trade
well, our
curriculum
school is one of them.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic because they can even learn digital trades. So like we have cybersecurity at our school.
Right, good.
Things like that. So yeah,
good,
I mean we're getting there. We're getting there.
Good. And every now and then I go into my historical archives of Calypso and go back and dig way, way back. So I got this song here by Nat Hepburn. It's called Spend Your Money Wise.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I don't want no ugly girl because the man rat can't live in one hole. I don't want no ugly girl because the man rat can't live in one hole. She ought to be nice, so nice, with eyes that's so bright, so bright. But it must be white because I want to spend my money wise. When I come to sleep at night, I'm weary, weary. I pray for a peaceful night. But my biggest worry is what I want to dead is when I go to rest my weary head to see another jumpy just like me lying on my bed. Well, I tell you, this will never do for me. Worries, worries, worries. I'll be spending bad money. The ugly and the pretty, but in you choice for choice, let the pretty woman do. So if you want a valuable price, spend your money wise. wicked eyes. I didn't know me jacket from me shoes, but I was confused. Well, I tell you, this will never do for me. Worry, 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 I'll be spending bad money. The ugly and the pretty, you choice for choice, let the pretty woman do. So if you want a valuable price, spend your money wise. If you take a pretty girl, you will be a happy man in this world. Don't care what the people say, you want to live your life in your own way. Whatever she say, don't ball. Whatever she do, don't ball. You just take it cool, or you'll be all alone like a fool.
A man, a fool and his money is soon parted. And when there's a woman involved, it makes it even worse.
See a woman and he like she bad. He had to lie like if he mad and tell she he have car, house and property. But if he only play honest and tell she the truth, he can't conquer the old brute, not he. Because he broke and he got no money. Money they love, money they crave. Money go lead them to the grave, but not me. They can't spend me money. Just jumping behind, bumping. They walking in saga thing just because they want to spend me dollars. You could be pretty like the moon, you could be pretty like the sun. If I have $1 million, I still give them, no, not me. They can't spend me money. Don't care what nobody say, but if a man ugly and he have money, he could get she. That just show you don't have to be good looking. Once you have the cash, you're king. Don't mind how you're walking funny, or your face big and black and bumpy. I tell you, money they love, money they crave. Money go lead them to the grave, but not me. They can't spend me money. Just jumping, bumping. They walking in saga thing just because they want to spend me dollars. You could be pretty like the moon, you could be pretty like the sun. If I have $1 million, I still give them, no, not me. They can't spend me money. Woman with an ugly man, it ain't hard to understand that he have the things to make she happy.
That is so true.
She friends and them say about she, once she get in the currency, the man could be ugly like sin, but the money is damn good looking. I tell you, money they love.
Is it true, Narissa?
Money
No,
will lead them.
Is there some truth to that?
No, not even slightly.
Women are attracted to money?
No, would you like to know what we're actually attracted to?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay. We're attracted to a man who knows what he wants.
Oh, come on.
I'm serious.
Come on. Maybe a small minority. Come on. If you have money, and I could give you examples.
Tell me.
Athletes and whatnot. Under normal circumstances.
And how did he, wait. And how did he
under
hold
normal circumstances,
but
you
how
won't
did he
find them
get,
with the wives they have.
Right, but how did he get the money? No, but how did he get the money he has?
Because of skills.
Because he knew what he wanted.
Come on.
He built the skills because he knew what he
Come
wanted. It's a
on,
charisma.
Narissa, come
on.
on.
He knew what he wanted.
That was the Mighty Conqueror there, Money and Woman, in spite of what Narissa says. Let's reel and come with this one. This is the Lord Bryner, Rich Man, Poor Man. We talk about money. Spend your money wise, Money and Woman, and now Rich Man, Poor Man.
Yeah.
The poor living like they're rich, and the rich living like they're poor. A lesson in life. Here is the Lord Bryner, in spite of what Narissa says.
The rich man had a wedding, high society wedding, invited the governor, all he spent was $50. But the poor man had a wedding, big orchestra was playing, 100 motor cars, and he spent $1,000. But the boring rich man, poor man, who said I'm a poor man, I've got plenty dough, and I'm spreading joy for soul. Rich man wearing dungaree, poor man wearing trousery. They both have a trick, I can't tell you which is which. Rich man to him poor, wanting so much more. Drink a full rum, and he ballin' for murder. Poor man to him rich, fabulously rich. Drink whiskey and gin, and he driving motor car. Takes a woman, one contented woman, they practice economy just to save another penny. But the poor man look for trouble. He has seen and Maple, yet he always cruising around, looking for what he already found. But the ballin' rich man, poor man, who said I'm a poor man? My salary high, I can prove that ain't no lie. Rich man in the grocery, poor man's comes economy. They both have a trick, I can't tell you which is which. Rich man to him poor, wanting so much more. Drink a full rum, and he calling for murder. Poor man to him rich, fabulously rich. Drink whiskey and gin, and he driving motor car.
Who says I'm a poor man?
You'll never get rich if you don't want to look poor. Dancing with some lady fair, posing as a millionaire. Brothers beware, you may die as a pauper. Rich man say him poor, wanting so much more. Drink full rum, and he calling for murder.
Poor man say him rich,
fabulously rich. Ride women and song, and he driving motor car.
A true lesson in life, boy. So many poor people want to act like they're rich and put themselves in all kind of expenses and run up their credit cards and run up all kind of expenses, borrow money and then pay back just to show that they're rich. They have the most expensive shoes, the most expensive clothes. They buy big time expensive cars and they can't keep it and they want to show that they're rich. And in the meantime, some rich people, they buy no brand sneakers. I saw something on Facebook, or one of those things that showed Tim Cook in a T-shirt and jeans and whatnot, and all the rich people dressing casually and normally, and folks that have no money dressing with
Bling.
all bling, blinged out. I last week I said I can't understand. I can't understand that some people get money and then buy so much jewelry.
No, but you know why? Because they don't feel like
to hang around their neck.
No, but you know why? Because they don't have a vision. If you have a vision for tomorrow or future or 5 years from now, you're gonna save your money because you have things to do in a couple of years. But if you don't have a vision, if you think tomorrow life is short, life is sweet, all that kind of stuff, then you're not. Why would I save money for it? It's not gonna follow me into the ground, right?
Rich man, poor man.
No,
boy.
sorry.
All right, when we return, we're gonna dance. I just feel like dancing after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America, we need to make a change. Donald Trump is taking this country in the wrong direction. We need a president like Joe Biden and vice president like Kamala Harris, or Jamaican sister. Joe and Kamala will work hard for the Caribbean community. We need that. As president, Joe Biden will make important changes to the things that matter to us. Biden will create a fair and humane immigration system and provide affordable health care for everybody. He will make investments in education and provide funding for our small businesses. So now it's time to do our part. We need to support Joe Biden and Kamala Harris this election day. Go to iwillvote.com to find out how to vote here in Florida for Joe Biden for president and our sister Kamala Harris for vice president.
I'm Joe Biden, candidate for president, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Biden for president.
I'm Desmond Meade, and I led the effort to restore voting rights to people with previous felony convictions. People like me. Let's be honest. How many times we've heard or said, "I die for mine," or "I fight for mine," when we talk about protecting our children or loved ones? If you're willing to fight or die for the ones you love, why not be willing to vote for the one you love? This election, your life and the lives of your loved one hangs in the balance. Don't believe me? Ask the family of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, or Trayvon Martin. Early voting has started, and there is no time to wait. Come out and vote for yours, and join me as I vote for mine. I love my family, and they deserve my vote. Text FREE TV to 82623 to join me and other returning citizens on Saturday, October 24th, as we go to the polls to vote for our lives and our loved ones. This is our moment. This is our vote, and now it's our time.
Paid for little advertisement paid for by Florida Rights Restoration Coalition. Project of Times Advocacy. 4081 LB McLeod Road, Suite C, Orlando, Florida 32811. Independent of any candidate, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
With every passing moment in 2020, history is being written. And as a people, we need to decide if we stand back and let others decide our chapter, our history, our stories, or if we stand up and write the pages ourselves. Join our 20 for 20 movement and reach out to 20 friends and family and make sure that they all vote this election season. Make sure our voices are heard. Paid for by the New Florida Majority Fund.
Sweet Hand Cathy's Restaurant and Bakery is a place to go to satisfy your craving for tasty, home-style, pretty Caribbean food. Stew dishes, curry dishes, callaloo, macaroni pie, oil dung, cow heel soup, fish, provisions, saltfish, bacon chop, you name it. Real dung-home, long-time no-eat treats. Bakery items like homemade bread, coconut bake, cassava pone, currant rolls, and coconut drops. Drinks like Morby, sorrel, juices, peanut punch, and the soursop drink is to die for. Stop by and taste for yourself. Sweet and Cathy's Restaurant and Bakery, 20316 Northwest 2nd Avenue. That's 441 just north of Ives Dairy Road. Call 305-974-5876. Sweet and Cathy can really cook.
Good afternoon to Sweet Hand Cathy. Stop by her place and get your fix of tasty Caribbean dishes that she cooks for you with love. Yeah. Hey, if you're surfing the dial and you came across us and you say, "Hey, who's that guy with that nice voice? And who's that man there? Who's that lady there with that sexy voice?" It's Mike Andrews and Narissa. Narissa Street. We're here on the Caribbean Connection Radio Show. Every Saturday here on 1210 The Man. 1210 a.m. online at 1210theman.com and also the YouTube feed. Every Saturday we're here from 12 a.m., from 12 noon to 3 p.m.
Yes, not 12 a.m.
12 noon to 3 p.m. We start at 9 a.m. with Don and Rosie and Cleve, the Caribbean Upliftment Program. You see, it's all Caribbean. Their Upliftment Program. I'm the Caribbean Connection Program. Right. We connect with you. And then we have Caribbean Rhythms, Eddie, Cleve, and Jillian, 3 at 3. And they're from 3 until 6. So every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., Caribbean programming on 1210 The Man.
Excellent Caribbean programming. Let's be clear on it. Excellent Caribbean programming that has been on the air for over 30 years.
34.
Yes.
Eddie has been here 35. Yeah. December, I'll be 34. Don is a few months longer than me.
So I think if you want to continue to see and hear excellent Caribbean programming, what you can do is you can make a contribution to the show. You can text Mike at 305-527-7664. Again, 305-527-7664. 664. You can text him and find out how you can make your contribution to keep the show that provides you and keeps you connected to your Caribbean heritage, that you want to keep it on the air. I definitely want to keep it on the air because it's valuable to me.
Thank you, Nerissa.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know what I discovered, Mike?
No.
Like your phone number, when you spell it out, actually spells out to Mass Song, which I thought was really cool.
Spells a what?
Mass Song. Like M-A-S, Mass Song, S-O-N-G.
Really?
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Really? I was clear that you did that on purpose.
305 Mass Song?
Yeah, 305 Mass Song. So I was like, oh, he did that on purpose.
No, I never knew that.
That is pretty awesome.
You see, I learn something every day.
This is fantastic.
That's a teacher coming out in you.
Well, something.
We're going to take you in a vintage and groovy soca jam.
The most versatile show on the radio is the Caribbean Connection Radio Show with Mike Andrews.
H2O Flow style, baby. I feel so good. This song's about fun. This song is about love. This song is about having a good time. H2O Flow style. So if you're ready, then listen. Girl, I love the feel of your body. All the things you do drive me crazy. Relax and we'll have a good time. Come and take my hand and just slow wine. My lady, come baby, come baby. And let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come baby, come baby. And let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Love the way you move. Everybody's looking. Love the way you smile when I look in your eyes. Love the way you feel, girl, when we're slow dancing. Surely is it real, the way that I feel. My baby, come baby, come baby. And let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come baby, and let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come baby, let's move to the music. Shorty, I know you can feel it. Girl, anytime that you're with me, my body just can't resist it. My lady, come baby, and let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come baby, and let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Love the way you move. Everybody's looking. Love the way you smile when I look in your eyes. Love the way you feel, girl, when we're slow dancing. Surely is it real, the way that I feel. My baby, come baby, and let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come baby, and let me feel your sexy body all over me. The feeling so crazy. Come across here, baby. Yes, this is who I'm talking to. Come give us a view.
The music just turns me on.
Well, I went to a stick fight meeting, Granny Bash with Field Line Road. Then drummers start with a fancy drumming, singing some that way from long ago. Man, good who and more who are belting as goatskin, screaming the caboulé. I see woman hold them belly and balling, but on their cry out, fancy humanity. When I dare very close, I don't want nobody to cry for me. When I dare very close, put everything in the cemetery. When I dare very close, I don't want them boy when they shot and die. When I dare very close, you don't forget to tell them woman don't cry. Hey, So when I dead and let go. Look, I don't want nobody to cry for me. When I dead and let go. Put everything in the cemetery. When I dead and let go. I don't want them boy when they shot and tie. When I dead and let go. Don't forget to tell me woman don't cry. When I dead and let go. Little madam boy. When I dead and let go. Hey, little madam boy. When I dead and let go. Oh, getting a damn boy. When I dead and let go. My baby, my baby. Hey, when I dead and let go. I don't want nobody to cry for me. When I dead and let go. Put everything in the cemetery. When I dead and let go. I don't want them boy when they shut and tie. When I dead and let go. I don't forget to tell me woman don't cry. When I don't get she reached up by the stick leg. She come to watch she thinks I'm handsome. The boy will cry and give up.
Performing in Aruba, singing the hit song Soca Rocker. Senorita Carmencita came on stage and started to rumba. I wrote and up the soca, then we add a little flavor. Special from Aruba, put some rumba in the soca. Special from Aruba, soca, soca, rumba. Special from Aruba, soca, soca, rumba. Rumba, oh, rumba, oh. Shake your body line, wine, wine. Shake your body line, wine, wine. Rumba, oh, rumba, oh. Soca, soca, rumba. Soca, soca, rumba. Soca, soca, rumba. Soca, soca.
Alphonsus Cassell, Madiaro, Soca Rumba. A listener just called me. She said, Mike, did you get an answer for your question? I say, what question? She said, you put an invitation out to any supporter of President Trump to call in and you ask a question. Did he make America great again? I said, well, no, I didn't get an answer. She said, I expected that. Very calmly. That's what I expected. Who can call you and give an answer to that? I don't know.
It's not that. People are afraid, man.
No. Trump supporters are not afraid. No, they're not afraid at all. Contrary. Maybe none listens to my program. I don't know.
No, I
Maybe
think they're
Biden
afraid.
supporters.
I think they're afraid of admitting that they're scared of new people. Where their country is going.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
That's what I mean by they're afraid.
Soca Rumba. Rumba in the casa.
Shake your body line, wine, wine. Shake your body line, wine, wine. Rumba, oh, rumba,
You're in the middle of a vintage and groovy soca jam.
Baby, I love you so, honey. I can't let go. Every time you look at me, I just feel to make love. Every time you hold my hand, I get weak. When you are with me, I feel like I long to love. Whenever I'm in your arms, I could hardly speak.
jumping all over, moving with action, shouting like she get easy getting fun. Oh, we go party all night. Oh, we go make it sound right. We go party down, we go put it on. We go bet all night, darling. We go do it right, right, right. Whoa, whoa, raise your hand, raise your hand. Let's dance, raise your hand, raise your hand. Sharon, raise your hand, raise your hand.
Since I take this girl, I rush me trim. It's like my whole life just begin. Everybody say it's true. The Becky looking brand new. Since I take this new hairstyle, all the girls going wild. From the time I leave the barber, girl, I rush me. Man, before I turn the corner, girl, I rush me. If I go to fete, girl, I rush me. In any discotheque, girl, I rush me. I live in life with a smile. My hairstyle got the woman wild. This carnival, girl, I rush me. I mean, ooh, the festival, girl, I rush me.
I see people dressed in costume, food and drink being consumed. Young
The music just turns me on.
woman with child in hand, chipping behind a costume bag. I see big truck keep coming down, kicking off heavy sound. So guy is all I hear, right from the start of day. All color, creed and class, moving together, making mass. Oi, 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 something's happening, and it's so exciting.
Ay, ay, ay. Soy Miguelito. Miguelito en la radio. Neresita, how are you?
I'm good. Estoy bien.
Très bien. We have to say adios, mi amigos, compañeros. Oh, it was fun today, wasn't it?
It was.
All right. We talked about 10 more days. 10 more days.
It's not 10 more days. It's not. It's actually, I wish everybody would remember this. So, yeah. Maybe we vote him out in 10 days, but he stays in the White House until January.
Oh, Lord.
I'm serious.
All right, it's time for us to say goodbye. 3 at 3 comes up next.
Absolutely.
Have yourself a great and productive week. If you haven't voted yet, go out and do so now. Don't wait until the last minute.
Don't wait.
If you don't plan to vote, change your mind. Go vote.
Right.
We'll catch you next week. Same time, same place. Keep it locked right here. Eddie Cleveland Julian come up next. All right? You're out of here.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in.
What were you doing all my life? How come I never met you before? Your sweet love cut my heart with a knife and have me begging for more. Like the sweetness of the honey from a honeybee, like the sweetness of the soda made by Russian tea. I wanna proclaim it to the world. The sweetness I'm finding you, girl. Touch me so you sweet like a Judy mango. I say you sweet, I want to know how it's sweet. So sweet like red baron pruning. I say you sweet like sweet one on a Juve morning. Give me your sweetness. Your sweetness is my weakness. Give me your sweetness. Your sweetness is my weakness. Hey. Now when the heaven asunder and let an angel drop out, love hit me like lightning and thunder. I love I really can do it all. Like a road match from Luggage and I won't you till you drop.
The preceding program was paid for by Caribbean Connection Enterprises.
WNMA, Miami Springs, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. This is 1210 The Man and 1210theman.com.
The following program was paid for by Rhythms Marketing Incorporated.
1210 AM. The Man brings the islands to you with Caribbean Saturdays. Each and every Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. with the musical Dawn Daily, and the Caribbean Upliftment Show at noon. We're connecting you to the heavy roller, Mike Andrews, and the Caribbean Connection Show. Then, feel the rhythm inside Caribbean Rhythm with the 3 at 3, Eddie, Cleve, and Jillian. Feel the island vibes with Caribbean Saturdays on 1210 AM.